What's up, Jags? I'm Jenna Shoma.
And I'm Lovely Bryant. Today is Friday, April 14th. Today on JNN, we take a look at a new segment called Between Two Palms.
And we bring you a story about the foster care system in Stanislaus County and a young woman who found a lifelong resource parent.
All this and more on today's JNN.
First up, JNN's Hudson Harmon presents the first episode in a new JNN series that features some of Gregori's most beloved staff. Between Two Palms is inspired by the popular Fox talk show Between Two Ferns.
Hi everyone, welcome to an episode of Between Two Palms. I'm your host Hudson Harmon, and with me today is Mr. Sodaland.
Glad to be here.
So I hear you're a math teacher, but you recently figured out that pie is more than just a dessert. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, pi is much more than a dessert. It's an irrational number. 3.14 continues on for...
Till where?
Forever. Eternity.
How do you know that?
I guess I don't really know that. But I know. Theoretically, it's going to keep going.
Interesting. I heard you were at a restaurant and you didn't tip your waitress. That doesn't sound like a nice move. Have you ever heard that it's better to give than to receive?
I have heard that. Who did you hear that I skipped out on a tip?
Someone?
I don't think I skipped out on a tip. Pretty sure I gave the tip.
You sure?
Yeah.
Was it 20%?
I don't think it was quite 20%. Maybe 15 to 18.
That's not good enough. I also heard that the reason why you're teaching stats is because you thought you were teaching a stakes class. Like you mixed up the two. You thought you were teaching stats, but instead you're teaching stakes. In fact, if you don't mind me asking, what's your favorite type of steak? Medium, well done, pink?
Yeah, easy question. There's only one way to eat steak. Medium rare. So I would have gone medium rare, but I don't recall thinking that a stats class was steak class.
What college did you go to?
Stanislaus State University.
Were there a lot of steaks there?
I didn't have much money in college. I don't remember eating very many steaks now. In and out.
Burgers and steaks are kind of similar. I'm sure you thought you were teaching a burger class, maybe.
No, I don't actually think I want to teach a burger class.
My advisor tells me that your little scooter takes up the whole parking space. How do you think that affects our community?
Well, it's a registered vehicle with the DMV, so I think I have every right to take a space.
Okay, for the record, it's a car space, not a bike place.
There's an argument it's a parking spot, and I'm parking.
Okay.
I'm feeling like a steak right now.
Coming up on Between Two Palms, social studies teacher Brad Stewart delivers the death stare, and biology teacher Mike Cantwell quietly ignores me.
Yearbooks are still on sale on the SBO for $95. This year's book is scheduled to be distributed during the last week of school, so don't miss out. Cash purchases can be made in the SBO, and online purchases can be done through yearbookordercenter.com. For more information, stop by C215. In California, there are over 60,000 children in the foster care system and more than 800 in the Stanislaus County. Resource parents are an essential part of the system and can completely change the life of a foster child. Prasanna Maciel and Jenna Shama spoke to bring us the story of one successful relationship.
On March 11th, Love Stanislaus County hosted their annual Every Child Matters event. Today, the foster care system is plagued by people who take in children for their own predatory reasons and income. There have even been reports of people taking in pregnant youth in hopes of keeping their baby. This panel promoted the need for the right kinds of resource parents.
Usually only get ideas of foster care from maybe movies or things we see online, and I think it's important to really talk to the youth who have gone through this experience and really get their insight on what they think needs to be changed directly from the source.
One resource parent and former foster youth shared their honest success story.
As a resource parent, we are tasked with taking care of kids, vulnerable children in our community who were removed from their birth parents and entered foster care. Being a resource parent has changed my life. It has provided me with a family. That's the way that our family was built, was through foster care, because we did adopt 4 children. My husband and I, we had tried to have kids it was almost 10 years. And we just were not successful. We decided to maybe foster children just to provide an open and safe home for kids. Back in 2017, we found out about a youth who was in foster care who was pregnant and needed a home to be able to welcome their child, and that was Anicia.
In my very first foster home, I became very attached very quickly, and doing that I put too much trust in them, and I thought that love meant things that it didn't, and I allowed their adult son that lived with them to persuade me that he was in love with me, and I ended up losing my virginity to him and became so depressed and mentally ill that I started contemplating suicide. I was smoking weed, I was smoking spice, I was drinking and not coming home when I should have been and going places I shouldn't have been. So those are some dangers that many people are going through, and sometimes they're not even being persuaded, they're just being taken. And things like that happen all of the time. And when we finally say, okay, we weren't lying, this was happening, we're not believed. When you don't pay attention to a child's signs and cries for help, or you see them and you ignore them because that's what's easier, you're just adding to the trauma. We want to believe that the foster care system is made to keep children safe, but at the same time, they're not checking enough. There's not enough systems put in place to know that these children are safe, and there's not enough people who genuinely care about kids. Maggie was amazing from the beginning. She never pushed a single thing on me. The moment she took me into her home, she treated me as if she gave birth to me. We need more people who are as selfless and caring for children as she is.
When she first moved in with us, she was very guarded. It was really hard to break through to kind of show her that we were committed to her. I did my best to kind of just make her feel comfortable and to help her make decisions while she was here living with us. We've really grown a lot to love each other, and we loved her at the time too, because we told her when she came to live with us that we were really welcoming her into our family. We didn't want her to just come here, live with us, and leave, and that we would never see her again. We really wanted her to know that she'd always have a place here in our house to be able to come live part of our family. And so it's evolved into just something that I'm so thankful for, that she will call and ask me for advice sometimes, or I'll text her on holidays. I want to see her. I want to know how she's doing.
Every foster kid needs one supportive person who knows that they are not the bad choices they make, they're the person underneath all of that. Being a good foster parent doesn't always mean that you and the child will be forever. It just means that you made a difference in their life in the best way possible. That support makes the difference.
Leader is someone who's like, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Reporting for JNN, this has been Chrisana Maciel and Jenna Shama.
Seniors, if you've earned a scholarship, it is important that you inform college counselor Allison Kuykendall so that you can be recognized at Scholarship Night on May 15th. The event starts at 6 p.m. Look for the scholarship report link on Schoology. Prom tickets are now on sale in the SBO for $50. The price increases to $55 starting April 24th. To save yourself a few bucks, buy your tickets now. The theme for this year's prom is Enchanted Garden, and it will be held at the Gallo Center on April 29th. An important note for juniors and seniors planning on attending with a sophomore or freshman, you must have a guest pass filled out prior to buying your tickets. The deadline for guest passes is April 26th and no later.
Psychology Club is selling prom grams starting today up until April 19th. Grams include a bag full of candy, flowers, a plushie of choice, and a card with a personal message to send to someone special. Orders will be taken in the quad during lunch. Pre-order prices at $4. Prices will increase to $5 per gram on April 17th. With an additional $1, you can enter in a giveaway drawing for a bigger prom gram that'll include bigger candies, a bigger plushie, and a $15 gift card to Starbucks.
The Grigori Spring Dance Concert will take place Friday, April 21st at 7 p.m. and Saturday, April 22nd at 2 p.m. at the Modesto High School Theater. Tickets are currently on sale in the SBO for $10 and will be sold at the door for the same price. Auditions for next year's Grigori Dance Production class are scheduled for Monday, April 24th and Wednesday, April 26th. Scan the QR code to access the audition form. And now we head to Chrisana Maciel for the latest edition of the JNN Sports Box.
What's up, Jags? I'm Chrisana Maciel, and welcome to another edition of the JNN Sports Box. Our Spring Sports League is now open. Let's take a look at how our teams are doing. First up, boys volleyball. Jags traveled to Pittman last Thursday to take on the Pride. The Jags lost 0-3. Next Tuesday, the team will travel to Enox to face off against the Eagles at 6. Next up, boys tennis. Last Thursday, the boys took on Downey at home, winning their game 5-4. Eli Braley is currently ranked number 1 on the team, and Dominic Peretti is number 2. The team will take on Turlock at home next Tuesday at 3. Moving on to boys golf. Last Wednesday, the team traveled to Creekside to take on Enox. Grigori beat the Eagles with a score of 434. Top golfers were Dylan Bahadur with 77 and Jaden Young with an 84. Next Wednesday, they will travel to Dryden to take on Mohai at 1. Good luck! Swinging into softball. The Lady Jags are currently second in league with 11 consecutive wins this season. Tomorrow, the ladies have a tournament in Tracy. And now, baseball. Last Tuesday, the boys competed in the Atwater East Tourney. Grigori defeated the Mountain House Mustangs 13-3. Top players of the Tuesday game were Felix Dacklin, Landon Stone, Gabe Ordaz, and Trinity Beeland. Coach Davis says it was the best baseball game we've played in 5 games. Next Monday, the team will take on Downey at home at 4. Let's wish them luck. Finally, track and field. Last Wednesday, the team traveled to Pittman High to compete in the second CCAL meet of the year. Congratulations to both our boys and girls varsity 4x4 teams for taking first place. Zillian Johnson took second place in both 110-meter hurdles and 300-meter hurdles. Claire Gornick took third place in the 400, and Chloe Cook took first place in the girls' 3,200 meter. Grigori will be hosting the third CCAL meet of the season next Wednesday at 12. Well, that's all I have to report. I'm Chrisana Maciel, signing out.
Thanks, Chrisana. Well, that's it for today's JNN. I'm Lovely Bryant.
And I'm Jenna Sharma. Be sure to follow us on social media and see you next time.